you think it's just a little too much on if mind control's not about in whatever fight's going on, they are going to be very vulnerable. Like, he has to be there.
I do feel like it, yeah. Unless it's like, you know, they're setting up a play with these glimpses and they're getting these constant pickoffs like that, you know, where you're just number advantaging them. I feel like it could hurt them a bit because there's a lot of different ways that I do see Tempo getting those like quick kills, right? Like a stun into an arrow, a skewer back, there's an X into an arrow. They have so many different ways to catch and to get around these squishy heroes.
Yeah, I think, yeah, they're definitely going to have to come out with some pretty nice plays, Nigma, to make their heroes sort of work. Whereas I think with Tempo, it feels a little easier with the draft, right? Because as long as they don't get run over at the start, they're going to have to troll Magnus to fall back on. Troll's going to farm. And Troll, for the most part, it seems like quite a good troll game, right? This route is going to mess with heroes like the Sand King and the Faceless Void.
Yeah, in that essence, it's a good troll game. The one thing, though, that's not so good for the trolls, Troll doesn't like playing versus heavy amounts of magic damage. And I look at Nigma, and it's like all magic damage. They will have a lot of different ways to burst him.
Yeah, because I mean, when do you sort of get a BKB in the build-up? You ideally don't, right? You want to sort of rely on sort of status resist, lifesteal, but
you can't.
He's going to need to. Yeah.
You have to get a BKB versus Disruptor. It breaks it because he can you'll just get put in his ulti and then you can't get your ult off. So it's gonna have to be to a point, even though he doesn't want to this game, that he'll have to get it. So
sure. Yeah, we'll see what sort of progress Krill's able to make on the troll. I mean, looking at these other lanes, anyone else sort of going to have a great time in this laning stage, or is going to struggle heavily?
I feel like bottom on the side of Tempo is going to suffer. I actually really like Disruptor plus Void. I think Disruptor is actually a very strong zoning hero. Yep. I don't see what DNZ... DNZ cannot contest versus a Disruptor. You just get nuked as a Mirana, and you can't trade hits as much. I mean, I feel like he's going to secure Miracle's farm pretty nicely versus Mitch.
Because so for our man, do you pretty much focus all of your harassment onto the Mirana? You don't bother ever sort of thunderstriking the Magnus. Your job is to just stop DNZ from being able to do anything. Your
job as the Disruptor is block hard camp and nuke the Mirana, and then, you know, you're a couple extra right hits on the Mag, but mostly the Void Miracle will be able to... They're actually just going to get a free kill.
Yeah, they do. They see that he's skilled arrow level 1. He throws it out, and straight away Miracle jumps in upon him, and there we have it. First blood for Nigma.
Yeah,
they didn't skip a beat on that at all. As soon as they saw that, they were on top of it.
Yeah. Magnus, Mirana, not the strongest duo of lane versus what they're against in this time around here. So
yeah, we'll see how much farm Mitch can get down it as the Magnus, to see what sort of build up he goes for. He's got the one and with the arcane queued up. You would imagine it's probably going to be sort of this arcane mech sort of aura offlane Magnus. Would you imagine?
Yeah, I think that's I think that's like the only way to really play it as the offlane.
Yeah, you don't think you can go greedy. You can never sort of try and play for yourself. You got to play into these auras. I mean, was it you the other day saying you didn't like the Magnus in the offlane too much, or? I
don't so much, to be honest. No. It feels very weird if you're not playing with like someone who's just going to win the game by himself, like an anti-mage, right? Like Void, with Troll, he's not going to win the game by himself. He needs the backup for your team. So not crazy about the Mag with this draft, but not of the offlaner at least.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with it. I mean, at least they do have a good team fight around it, right? You've got the SRP and obviously the combo of the Kunkka, and if Noob's able to have a good game and it gets to the point where maybe he gets sort of the Aghanim's as well down the line, it's going to be a lot of team fight control that Nigma are going to have to deal with when they're trying to commit with these Chronospheres and such.
Yeah, absolutely. It is always going to give him that. I see mind control top. He's off to a good start. I think he's going to have. I think he's going to be pretty solid in this game because this top lane, it's not the strongest. This Venge plus Troll, they can't actually pose much kill threat onto a Sand King plus Rubik. I actually think the Sand King Rubik can pose more kill threat once they get a couple levels in their hands, which they will get, because this lane gets a lot stronger.
Yeah, a good amount of stun control and damage between the two of them once mind control starts to get the points up.
Yep. They do find the D ward on the side camp there finally too, so they'll be able to start getting those side pulls. How's mid going? Weeha's, he's holding his own. Noob is winning that matchup, but Weeha's still doing just fine.
As expected, right?
Yeah.
See the Kunkka have a slight edge. You're going to have a much easier time at cutting through the wave, and you're built to withstand sort of the damage coming out from Azus. I mean, you see already just what with the Bracer, you're sitting at 1k HP in this mid lane Kunkka.
Yeah, you're free in the lane. You're able to get just a little bit more denies, a couple more last hits because of your base damage. So. Rune's coming out though. Weeha is set up for the top rune, so let's see if he gets lucky. Of course
He
will.
does. He does indeed. Bottle refills that haste rune. He's going to think about going top. I mean, you would, right? You've just got yourself a haste rune. You're going to charge straight towards the top lane. Already, LeBron's low, as they don't even need Weehaw to help with the kill on Venge, as Venge will go down. And now Weeha's kind of like, well, what can I do? I mean, he can throw a bit of damage out into the troll.
Just as well.
See Kralat hiding right behind the tower. As yeah, Weehaw, just for moral support, decided to turn up to the top lane, gave them a bit of a cheer, and the job was done. Venge is dead.
He only missed, I think, one last hit in the mid lane or so. But not much time lost there.
Yeah.
We'll have good timing on that level 6, but Kunkka will have 6 at a pretty decent timing before. I want to see DNZ make a move around toward the mid lane. Pretty soon, actually. Maybe even now. I think I want to see him like back up, smoke, maybe even look for it. We do have bounties coming out, but I would like to see him set up onto Zeus because easy kills with the Kunkka and a Marauder.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That Zeus is just incredibly vulnerable to any sort of movement. Noob, he's going for this. He's going to run straight in onto Weehaw, going with the boat combo, but is it enough damage with the torrent? It's close, but it's not. Weehaw will live. Noob goes down as GH comes in and offers that extra bit of control to make sure that Weehaw wins the trade. Does still end up dying as LeBron swings round from the high ground, takes him down with a magic missile.
He threw the scan out
both
too.
mids going down.
He scanned on high ground, but just too late. LeBron was already in range of the stun. And meanwhile, bottom too, DNZ died to RMN as well as Miracle, as I believe they also got the bounty rune from him too.
Yeah, they did by the looks of it.
So yeah, I definitely wanted to see a DNZ, maybe even forfeit the one bounty rune and just make that move mid, because that was a for sure kill if he did make the rotation with the Kunkka. So.
Yeah, they need a bit more pressure onto Weehaw. I mean, as it is though, yeah, the farm for Noob still looks phenomenal.
Yes.
47 last hits. We'll see what sort of route Noob wants to go down, because he has had one of these sort of explosive starts with regards to farm that you've got a lot of options of how you want to do this as the Kunkka.
Yeah, in this game too in particular, it's like,
yeah.
Do you want to go for anything out of the ordinary because you are playing versus so much magic damage? Or does he just go for like an early BKB because of it? Not sure. Mind control top.
He's getting pretty deep here with these sandstorms. He's very low, but no detection between the two of them at the moment. They just have that sentry down in lane, but Mind Control's able to play around that. See what his plan's going to be here. As the next creep wave won't quite pass through the sandstorm. Mind Control's just having to remain hidden. This is quite a lot of time where Mind Control's not really able to do much. And now he shows, and he's got the Burrow Strike, so he's going to attempt to run away with that stun that he's able to get onto LeBron. But LeBron's going to have another magic missile in a second. LeBron's just going to run this down.
He's got the
Mind Control, because he just had no way out of there. But no, a nice little juke of the magic missile with another sandstorm. In fact, he turns with the Burrow Strike, and never mind, it's Mind Control who's going to get the kill. Wow. Wow, there we go. Beautiful stuff there from Mind Controllers. Well, I mean, I thought, and I think LeBron thought as well, that he had that kill. He did not. Mind Control turns around and gets the kill for himself, but DNC will manage to head over and at least claim his life for time. It's getting crazy. We're seeing action all over the map in this game.
Yeah, and we did see the rotation mid. I believe it was DNZ who made the move, and they set up onto Weehaw with Noob. While also bottom, Miracle got a kill onto the Magnus. So Miracle is still getting quite a lot of free farm, though, above that troll, but there are trades happening throughout the map.
Yeah. Interesting Miracle as well. He's going to go for the Maelstrom build. I'd say probably not the most popular build on Void right now. I feel like the Mask of Madness progress has been what we've seen from other teams, at least here in ESL One Germany. But Miracle sticking to the Maelstrom build. Mid lane, Weehaw gets the Thunder God's Wrath out, but he does go down. As tempo closes with the three of them. They've also got the X grab onto GH. Is there any further hits coming in? The Tiebringer's attempted by Noob, but doesn't quite find the angle, so GH will live. And yet it looks like they just did not have the availability for a further TP to come in. Miracle doesn't really want to join when he hasn't got Chrono. RMN's TP was on cooldown, and Mind Control, he'd also just TP into the top lane, so Nigma just couldn't actually get in and finish off those 3 kills.
Great aggressive moves coming out from the side of Tempo. Now Cry that has been able to leave toward top, go near his Magnus, get that Empower going, start farming up.
I mean, and this is going to be the question, right? You know, how far can Cry go before he needs a BKB? Is he going to have to go Yasha into the BKB, or do you think he's going to try and get something else after the Yasha before that?
It really depends on how much he wants to... Oh my... Did he just get the snipe on GH with the arrow?
I mean, I think DNZ's pulling off some big plays. He is He's making some fantastic moves. I mean, 3 kills already on this Mirana roaming around the map, and yeah, GH getting taken out by it. You know, GH, one of sort of the finest Mirana players, but DNC's ready to show him up.
And he was one of the ones the other day that I was most impressed by when he was playing his Grimstroke. He was explosive. He was all over the place. Even when they lost the game, he was involved in like 95% of their kills.
You got to watch out for DNZ. He is on the prowl.
Looking good for them right now.
He's going to try and set a mid. They have got Moonlight. And with LeBron and Noob here, if any sort of stun catches onto Weeha, he will die. Weeha's got to be careful. Or again, just slightly off the mark, but he's in range for the X-Mark. They move in straight away, drag him back into the boat. Weeha's surrounded by the 3 of them. GH is trying to help out, but he cannot get them off Weeha. As Tempo continue to make these moves, and that's the big one, and that's almost sort of the easiest one for them to make, right? Just go for this Zeus. This is when he's at his weakest in this early game.
It's throughout the majority of the time. Like, this Zeus is going to be free kills until he has like a Yule Scepter. They don't really have many ways to protect him. He has to get a Yule's this game to dodge out those X-Torrents, X-Boats.
RMN. Let's see if he's got the kill here on LeBron. He's running same time. DNZ and Noob, they get in. The Thunder God's Wrath does finish him off. Miracle's going to head over with the Chrono onto the 2 of them. But has he got the damage? He's trying for Noob. He's slowed him down as well with the time dilation. The bashes are there. He's going to need a couple more. Is he going to be able to find them? A bit of a heal from the but the bashes are out. Miracle finishes off Noob. And now DNZ is going to try and find an escape. He's still got 1 leap left available. As Miracle and Weeha are chasing. Another leap out to the side. He's going to take a couple of tower hits, but he's salving up. He's making space. He's wasting time as they continue to chase. DNZ is still on the run, and look who's heading over. LeBron's here. He's able to offer up a swap, so they're not going to be able to catch him. DNZ makes it out of there.
He's doing so much work right now. He's going for the max arrow build just because he has that X play with him, so he knows for the most part that that arrow is going to land whenever he does go for it.
Yep.
So that high damage that is increased from when you do max it out, and that max stun up to 5 seconds. And still looking to get aggressive. We did see Krylet did die in the bottom lane to the Sand King as well as the Disruptor during all of this exchange.
Look at this. Krylet, as soon as he's back in the map, he wants to get involved in a fight. Sort of pre-Yasha. He's hunting for action around mid. Arrow only connects onto the creep wave, but they've already got the finish onto the tower. Krylat's just running straight in onto Weeha. The boat's going to land down onto GH. Weeha's in trouble. The Starstorm comes down. Weeha will fall. GH also going to go down as Noob runs him down, finishes him off with the help of DNZ. I mean, they're making all of these aggressive movements around this mid lane behind the tier 1, well, that was once there, of course. Now it's been taken out, and they're getting away with it. These moves from Tempo are paying off massively. They're
just non-stop tipping Weeha too. Like we said, they are really lacking a frontliner. So this Zeus every single time, like if my control's not in position there immediately, they have to just sacrifice him because they don't have that hero to just tank the brunt of the force. It's tough.
Hard.
It's a tough game for Weeha.
I mean, I think mind control, as you said, he's just got to do so much. Not only has he got to be the tank, but you see with the build as well, he is obviously going for the Blink Dagger Rush because they need him to initiate. So he's got to initiate and also stay alive. Otherwise, Nigma's going to have a hard time in the team fights.
Most definitely bottom. Krylet does get nuked up. They have a glimpse.
See, they've got the setup. Cry getting nuked low. He's going to be able to get the ult off in time. And now Mitch is going in. He's going to put the RP down onto RMN. Stolen RP though from GH, catching onto the 2 of them. Can they finish Krylet? They can. Weeha's able to burst him down. They'll look for more. For Tempo, they're diving in. Miracle jumps forward, but no Chronosphere available for 20 seconds. Doesn't need it to take down LeBron. Now turns over towards Noob. They've killed off 2 Nigma. Can they get more? Weeha's so low. Noob will be able to finish him, but Miracle should be able to find the cleanup as Noob. He's trying to juke. Another jump forward from Miracle. He gets the final hit onto him. Will find another. So this time around, Tempo's dive does get punished by Nigma with Miracle able to stick around for the cleanup. And RMN, he's not done yet. It's going to drop the statics on that extra bit of damage. It should just do it. DNZ's going to pop as RMN able to pick up another one here as this game continues to be an absolute brawler between the two sides.
That was, dude, RMN is owning. He's 3-0-6. 1,400, he almost has a glimmer for his team.
All right.
RMN is very impressive on his Disruptor, I have to say, almost every time. We see this fight again. The stolen RP kind of turns all the aggression around. And then I see Miracle jump in and get a 4-man time dilation. Yeah. Everyone's spells are just locked in place. They all have to back away at very slow speeds. Very nice hold there by Nigma, as it's a hold that they don't have to commit many big ults, right? They used the Zeus ulti, but...
No, didn't need Chrono. I think they didn't have it. I mean, it didn't have Chrono. As you say, didn't need it. I mean, if you hit time dilations like that, who needs a Chrono?
Yeah, they didn't have Chrono, and the Static Storm came up at the end of the fight, so that was pretty huge for them there. They're going to have all those up again to be able to fight versus Tempo, and that is Krylet. You know, he was getting free farm up top. He shows up and dies twice.
He's been very insistent in trying to turn up, but it's not been easy for him. I mean, as you said yourself, he needs this BKB. He's going to go for the full S and Y. So if he doesn't, I mean, I imagine he must be getting it afterwards. You know, until he has that, we're going to see the same sort of thing happen that just happened there, where they kite him out during the ult, and as soon as the ult ends, it's just so much magical damage that they don't even need to be close to him to throw out at him. It's a very hard fight for the troll to turn up to.
Yeah, just so much damage and control throughout all of it. He's gonna have to be very careful with how he approaches the fights. He has to have. I feel like he has to have run buff running in also. But we'll see. As noob, he is gonna be the one that is going for that first item BKB. We were kind of thinking that would be the case when he's versus all this amount of spells. And it looks like double bots on the side of Nigma. So bots on the Zeus soon coming up, and bots on the Sanking. So looking for the global threats.
I mean, with the frequency that Tempo's been trying to fight, you can certainly understand why Nigma wants to make sure they can turn up. As they get the jump onto Mitch. Again, RMN, no holding back. Drops the ult. Now Miracle, he's found the catch onto the two of them. Even deeper, both LeBron and DNZ getting caught in the chrono, but DNZ's able to jump out to the side. Miracle, time walking away. Mind Control still hunting for more. The Moonlight Shadow is there, but they have the detection down. Noob will pop the BKB. He's going to look to try and escape with this match community. He's even thinking about turning around and getting a hit onto them as GH is getting low. The arrow's in onto Mind Control. Torrent to follow up, but they won't push any further, Tempo. They'll back away. I'm
surprised Krylat's here. He's just watching from the side the entirety of the fight. I feel like he should be farming during all this. I feel like he's getting too involved with his team right now. He was waiting for the Empower here to show back up to push out bottom, but he waited for like 30, 40 seconds just watching his team there.
Yeah, they do need Cry to keep up, because you can see already the difference between Miracle and Cry. It's already pretty significant. Nearly a 2K difference between the carries.
Oh,
top lane
again.
Tempo able to find the Zeus alone. I mean, and his game's definitely getting hurt. You know, Weeha still unable to really get too much traction in this game because he's on such a vulnerable hero, and Tempo are abusing that. And now Tempo, with that kill, they're going to step towards the pit. Be able to do this pretty safely with a mischance, and the building up of the favor from Krylat.
And there's no Zeus, there's no Chronosphere. You're fine. Yeah, they got this one for sure.
I mean, Mind Control's got his ult, but I guess he's just not in position to do anything about this. He's going to start TPing over towards that top tower. They might be able to make it in time.
Oh, the arrow too to scout it.
It's going to be blocked up by LeBron. If Mind Control can time this epicenter, he could go for the steal. It's getting low though. Roshan is gone, and Tempo, they've already picked it up. Nigma not able to strike in time. Mind Control still sticking around. He's going to look for the burrow strike onto LeBron. LeBron getting low, but LeBron, he's able to turn, get the magic missile out. Mind Control, he gets taken out. Tempo find one, and now they're going to look for more. Miracle's got to be careful. Pots the time dilation, jumps out, but he hasn't got a Chronosphere. Doesn't want to stick around. DNZ hunts with the arrow, but Iron Man's able to juke it. Mitch caught in a static storm, a glimpse to the side, getting him back in reach of the lift up from GH. But Mitch, he's still able to skewer away. Thunder God's Wrath isn't enough damage. The arrow from GH doesn't quite connect. Now they'll look to move back in with Noob popping the BKB. He's got the control on Weeha, but Weeha saved for now by the Glimmer Cape. He'll live. Cry's got to be careful. He's getting low under this battle trance, but he's still got the Aegis. They'll pull him back with a glimpse. They're looking to try and take him down the once, but the Moonlight Shadow's back up from DNZ, and DNZ gets them out of there.
And only the Venge and the Sand King died during the entirety of it. Both teams just very cautious to overcommit. Ah, very nicely done there by Tempo, taking advantage of that kill they get.
Just unable to make the pounce in time around the pit to put a stop to it. Mitch does step forward for the creep wave. Mind Control, he's going to go in on him. The glimpse back into the creeps exploding. But the Caustic Finale will cause the death of Mitch. DD Rune as well to be found down bottom. Miracle's going to step over. They've got to be careful now, Tempo. DD Void ready to go, and with the Chrono. DNZ, he's going to leap, hand to the side, but he's found by the dilation. Jump forward from Mind Control with the Burrow Strike, and DNZ is no more.
They're throwing the boat out, but the X wasn't on him beforehand.
They did get the X. There's the Miracle. He's found the Chrono, and it's on the big one as well. Cry, he's down the ones. As well as LeBron. Can they do it a second time? The Aegis
They're going to happy for him.
They're going to make sure there's enough damage. Static Storm, the kinetic field's down. RMN traps him in. No escape for Krylat. Miracle, he's thinking about diving for more. Jumps in with a time walk, looks towards Noob. Slow from the shockwave will hold him back a little bit. Does mean that Noob still has to pop the BKB at the worry of Mind Control catching him with the Burrow Strike. Nigma pushing back hard now. They're taking away that Aegis and the Troll's life on top of it. And they'll look to put some pressure onto the tier 1 mid.
Definitely seeing that concern, though, for Krylat, right? Like, he went for S and Y. He queues up the BKB now right afterwards, but these deaths are, they're costly. Miracle has 3 levels over that Troll Warlord now. 0 deaths as well. 8, 0, and 3 right now on this Faceless Void, having a flawless performance.
Yeah, I think it's got to be, as you say, Tempo's got to be telling Cry to stick to the jungle, or at least play away from them. He needs to have the space and time to get that BKB, because without it, he is just such a liability in these fights.
He even had Nether Shawl the whole time, too. You can just see it doesn't matter. There's just far too much magic damage and control from Nigma versus a Troll Warlord.
I mean, they're smoking him in again. They're going to try and make a play with the Troll. We'll see if this works out. They do have the ults. You know, they've got Moonlight up as well to get that really good setup.
There's no
RP
chrono. The Static Storm's up in about 15 seconds, so this is a really tough place for Nigma to fight. They're going to scan. They're aware of this going on.
They're going to still try and move on with the Moonlight. Of course, unaware that Nigma are fully aware. Weehar's hiding in the trees. I mean, they're going straight in for him. They're going to drop down with the ward. They found him. And they've got him. Weehar has been hunted down. I mean, that was an excellent sweep. How were they so sure that he was there? How did they know?
Spidey senses, man. They saw him. I guess they knew he was top, and they anticipated that he'd make the move down and just hide. That's big brains.
Very nice. And now also getting that position, they're able to get the ward down as well.
Yeah.
I imagine might get dewarded those. They would have been aware that they found Weehar pretty easily once they were in the area.
I would think that one gets pretty quickly dewarded, yeah.
You would imagine.
They're looking to get aggro out here. They got a glimpse of DNZ for a second, so they're trying to set up. But the wraparound is here. Look, Noob's already here. He sees Mind Control and RMN.
I mean, he can BKB and TP out if he wants to. He's actually going to hunt for RMN. RMN.
Ooh, they saw him for a sec. The arrow vision.
Oh, he's hiding. DNZ hot in the case, but have they got X in time? They do. They've got him. Dragging RMN straight back after he tries to TP away. Tempo get themselves the kill, and I mean, RMN a very high value kill. It's the first time that he's died this game after having such a spectacular start as the Disruptor.
Ooh, that's a big steal. Rubik has Empower for Miracle.
Oh, Miracle's going to be very happy with GH today.
Yeah, he's already farming. He's already quite a bit still above that Troll. Now kicking this in too. He's going to have this Mjolnir finished at any moment.
Yeah, BKB it's nearly there. Nearly there for Krylat.
Okay.
Just a component away. And then once he has that, he's going in with the BKB and the Empower. And as we said, you know, if he gets on top of Miracle, Miracle doesn't have anything defensive. So one sort of route could cause big issues. They don't have any sort of saves or items to get Miracle out of that either. So Miracle's got to be very careful how he jumps in once the Troll's got the BKB and is ready to go.
Yeah, he has to kind of focus fire him with that. With that Chrono has to be very wary though. He has to be careful of where the Venge, the Magnus are in position, because there are different saves that he does have to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. If he doesn't get him slap bang in the middle of the Chrono, that RP could pull him out to the side.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that one quite a lot here. But you can see Nigma, they're not trying to like force or rush anything here. They're perfectly fine with just sitting back and farming. They avoid. I feel like anytime that you avoid, you're fine with just taking to later stages. As you know that you're in a weird spot where tempo is very strong still.
Yeah, for sure, especially with the solo crest on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice with the drop. Just making sure that, you know, Cry is going to be able to have a strong game once he has the BKB. And that he certainly will.
How's Weeha's Yule's looking? He's getting closer to it. This Yule's is gonna be huge for him though, because that makes him just be able to break the combos, so he doesn't just get X'd into Torn, into Bode, into Arrow, into everything. He can actually protect himself properly. And they're all just rallied around Miracle, just kind of sticking around him in these trying times.
That's interesting as well. We have a Noob going for the Glimmer. What's sort of the planning behind that?
He's versus a ton of magic damage. I actually been liking these Glimmers on core heroes a lot more. I remember I saw
we've seen it before, yeah.
It was what Nisha did it at the Omega League on the Kunkka, I think it was.
I was trying to remember what other Kunkka did it, but you're right, it was Nisha, wasn't it? Yeah.
A lot of people started kind of copying it, and people have just been doing it on other heroes. Nope, top, DNZ. He gets spotted by Nigma's movement. And they have the blink on GH now, so lots of different forms of catch now on Nigma. Blink Sand King, Blink Rubik, Glimpse. Tempo has to watch out how they retreat from certain situations.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But just all about that BKB, which they will have now done on Krylat.
Yeah. And then we'll see how he's able to play the fights in comparison to Miracle.
Yeah.
It's definitely still the tougher ordeal for the Troll. Still fair bit of catching up required. Miracle sitting very comfortably at the top. 9-0-3. Yet to be taken down this game as the Faceless Void. And just about to hit that level 18 as well. So going to have that good duration of Chronosphere that is going to mess with tempo as long as he's able to play around the bench, make sure that someone else is on top of LeBron or that he catches LeBron in it.
Yep. Weehaw has Yules, so he's safe, like we were mentioning. But yeah, you can see tempo, they're really trying to kick up that pace, trying to find something here with it. But Nigma immediately, they just nuke out the mid lane in a safe manner, keep their Zeus in a defensive spot, and they just have Miracle keep farming. And Miracle he's looking to try to maybe get DNZ. I saw DNZ farming, he started moving his way toward top instantly.
Well, would you say is there more pressure on one of the teams at this stage of the game to do something, or are both of them sort of fine farming it out?
I feel both are fine farming it out. It's
Yeah.
really just going to be an execution in the team fights, yeah.
I'm going to see Tempo try and make a move and catch Nigma off guard. They're going to have to do it very cleanly, though. At this point, with the passiveness, all ults are available. We'll imagine that Nigma will happily take a fight, unless they lose someone straight away, and they might lose We Are. This is great position for Tempo to be in, as they'll find We Are. Trying to get away. The arrow's off the mark, though. Is there going to be any backup to try and help We Are? They are coming over with TPs. He buys himself some time with the Yule Scepter, but the torrent hits. We Are goes down. Static Storm's going to be put down by him, but doesn't actually catch anyone in it. He's going to glimpse Mitch away to make sure that he himself doesn't get caught by the hold of the Magnus. But Noob, he's charging in. See if he can find anything. Let's go with the blind torrent. No, won't find RMN. Still though, Static Storm down. Doesn't really catch anything. And Tempo, they get away with a very easy move. I mean, anytime that they do find We Are, even with the Yules, he's still going to be a relatively quick kill for them.
Yep. Oh, they see Noob though. Miracle. He's actually going to go for him here.
See if he's got the damage. There's still a BKB and a bow up, but is he even going to get the chance to pop it out? He's not. Noob goes down before he can get a single one of them out. Now Miracle can move over for more. Gets the Chronosphere on the low ground and the high ground, catching both LeBron and DNZ as Nigma get 2 more kills thanks to Miracle's quick-witted plays.
Oof, Noob has to be way more careful with how he shows himself in the lane. There's so much chain stun. Mind Control even bro tanking the arrow for Miracle to make sure that he can keep focus firing. And now it's right around Roche.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 dead, very hard to put a stop to this. I mean, Mitch does have Blink and an RP. If he wants to go for some sort of superhero play, he could. It doesn't look like he's intending to do so, not heading over. Miracle is a little low. But with this Roche, it's going to be a huge jump up again for Miracle's power spike. Aegis is going to be available for him if he's the one to take it, and he's also going to have the money for the completed MKB at 27 minutes.
The whole MKB versus the Troll Warlord, that is... He's more than a full item over the Troll who has Empower. That's saying something. Sure, he had his own Empower for some slight moments of it, but he's having an absolutely flawless performance while we see Krylat. He's suffering. Like those 3 deaths every single time he showed up. He's not farming in the pace that you'd expect a Troll with Empower. He actually looks like a Troll without Empower because he's not even at like 10 last hits per minute or anything like that, or 9 last hits per minute. He's quite behind.
And you would say, if you were sort of to go back, that would be your biggest sort of surprise, that Cry didn't go heavier on the farm and was trying to sort of fight at this sort of pre-Yasha moments, you know, before he was level 10 as well, very early on in the game.
I feel like he just turned up a couple times too many. And he was playing on the same side of the map as his team too. Like when that fight bottom was happening, when they lost 3 heroes, he just watched for about 40 seconds rather than being on the other side, like hitting neutral camps or pushing lanes or anything. I feel like he had to have been a little bit more selfish with his own farm so far here. Not to say they're fully out of it, but it's looking pretty tough right now.
It's just very worrying for them, seeing how big this Faceless Void is. Miracle gonna jump in, does get caught by the magic missile. Boat's gonna be dodged by the Yules. GH actually with a stolen boat comes crashing in. Slayer will swap Mitch out to the side. Sorry, LeBron, but LeBron goes down because of this. And now Miracle, he's gonna try and chase for more. Cries got the BKB. It's soon to be wearing off though. will still manage to sneak away there with a Moonlight Shadow. Persisting, DNZ is still caught in the river. Jump forward from Miracle, uses the Glimmer Cape, will save DNZ for now. Cry, he's trying to step towards this, but he will get clipped to the side. Mitch jumps in, it's an RP, has managed to catch the two of them, but there's no follow-up. Mitch has to now turn and run.
Oh,
the
no,
stack
Cry!
down, it's caught Cry without the PKB ready to go anymore, will go down. Mind Control jumping over the epicenter, the Burrow Strike catches the two of them. A double kill for We Are. Miracle picks up a fourth as Noob, the last remaining member left alive, has to run back to the base. Miracle's in. Chronosphere still ready as he drops it down to get the effective team wipe. We Are claiming some glory here as he's the one to pick up the triple. And now at a 6k lead, and with the way that these fights are going, the gap between the Void and the Troll is only going to expand exponentially at this rate.
Oh man, Nigma just crushing it at spell usage in comparison to Tempo. Tempo just not getting their spells off almost at all, and now Miracle with an Aegis, he puts them on this weird back foot that he just jumps into the fight, and when Carnage like that starts, you don't really know how to use your spells, right? It's like this Void is just in the midst of everything with an Aegis. You don't want to waste your spells on him, and it ends up just causing way too much chaos. They're all just panicking, and they can't actually do anything.
Taking the tier 2s now. No contest. As Miracle just continuing to go unharmed for this game, 13-0-7.
I mean, I believe he's gonna have the Satanic soon too, and he already was. He's already 13-0-7. He's already unkillable with an Aegis, and he's gonna have another on top. I think that's a pretty good person to tip right there. Yeah, Miracle's had a pretty perfect game.
But you know, despite the difference growing, there is going to... Ooh, Miracle. Cry's there. Cry is trying to go for this. He's going to put the BKB and the ult to try and deal with Miracle, but Miracle's actually still able to time walk out. They turn over towards Mind Control. They will get the Sand King. Can they find the route onto Miracle? They can't. He's able to jump out and away from them. But they've found Mind Control. See if they can turn this into anything more. Noob chasing down GH. GH turns with the Yules to put a stop to the potential X-Mark play. They do still find the X-Mark. GH, she's got the ult, so he buys himself a little bit of time. The Battle Trance will allow him to live for a little longer. In fact,
he's still alive.
It's going to let totally hit.
He's alive.
He actually died. Okay. Finally dies. Noob's able to get him with the Tidebringer hit, but he's bought time. He was able to live that long. Mitch does come in with the RP onto the two of the Cry stepping over. They caught Iron Man. He's getting low, but Miracle still survives. Turns over towards Mitch. It's 3 dead. Only Noob and DNZ left, but Mind Control finds the Mirana, jumps over, catches him with a Burrow Strike. Another team fight where they do try the best, and they do get the cleanup from Noob. Noob, he got a lot of golden XP from that one, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Miracle is going to try and chase him, but the X-Mark is already down. Mind Control is tag-teamed in as he jumps forward, has the lockdown with the Burrow Strike. As Noob, he'll get the Torrent out, does have the boat coming down as well, but he's already dead. Miracle finishes him off with another set of bashes. As they're trying their best in these fights, Tempo, but it really just is too hard with just this huge difference that how far Miracle is ahead off the back of that fight. Well, he's nearly level 25.
He's got the panic. I can't believe a battle trance. I mean, I can't believe it actually almost saves it, but I can't believe it turns the fight into this type of situation where it's just such chaos for Tempo, where everyone just ends up dying. And your game is just over. This Void is just too much to deal with as he's got Chrono available. He might look to just do it. Oh, the swap arrow.
That was beautiful. But it's not enough. Miracle pops the Satanic. He's back up to full HP. Cry's going to try and get in, but the Chrono's out. It's caught the 3 of them. He's over towards LeBron. LeBron goes down first, turns to DNZ. DNZ falls. The Epicenter's out. Cry will get the BKB and the power chance off. The root's there. The Torrent as well. Miracle's in trouble. He's getting controlled. He's dead. Cry, he's found one. This is the comeback of Cry, ladies and gentlemen. He's ready to look for more. Who else can he find? Shockwave drags back. GH Cry's in. And the bash in there. It's another kill for Crylat, as they will hold. Crylat says, I'm not out of this game yet. Does cost them 3 buybacks to turn it around and hold the base, but they do hold the base.
And the Troll does get the big kill. And he's getting closer toward that Abyssal. Like, the Basher really is his big timing to become very strong. They still need a lot more of that because it did cost them the 3 buybacks. But some signs of life. From Nigma, playing super over-aggressive.
Cry's able to get on top of Miracle again with these bashes and roots. And maybe Tempo can still turn this one around despite the critical mass that the Miracle's been able to reach at such a pace.
They better hope he dives for under the tier 4s again, though. Because he's still pretty insanely strong as RMN. Actually finds DNZ.
Catch up DNZ. They're trying for this, but
look at
Weehaw. The patrol running at them.
Look at Weehaw's positioning. He did not leave the base there. He was like, nope, you guys have got me 10 times, but that 11, not going to get me the 11th time.
And what's going on? Where's Mitch? Mitch is here. Mitch has got the blink RP. If they could get a jump in an RP before the void's up.
Cry is getting extremely low, though. He has to be careful. A stun from mind control, and he might just get popped.
He's got 15 charges on the one. They're going to get the jump. They managed to find the connection with the torrent and the arrow. Weehar's been caught by the stuns. Weeha is gone. Cry did put the BKB for that commitment. They've got to be careful now. Miracle's back in the game. Mind control, starting things off with the stun onto Mitch. Mitch screwing out in time, but they still have the glimpse back. Mitch will be left behind. The rest of them looking to get out of there. DNZ's out in the trees with the TP. LeBron, he's hiding and he's hoping. But they're found.
See you later, nerd.
As Nigma will manage to punish Tempo for slightly overstaying there with the 2 kills. And now they can push back themselves. Miracle's nearly got the chrono good to go again. There's a double damage rune up top as well. And this is quite a big window. 70 seconds without Mitch able to come into the game. Quite a crucial component for just having some sort of high ground threat that Nigma are going to think twice about pushing into. Now they don't have to worry about the Magnus for a minute. Yeah,
still 20 seconds on the BKB too of Krylad. He has to be careful where he gets caught. If he gets caught by disruptor spells before that's up, he's dead.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, Miracle's going to force the issue here. He's got this cheese in hand. He's going toward top. Has the backup of his whole team as Weehaw is respawning, and I believe Weehaw has a pretty much full Aghanims when he does respawn too.
30 seconds to buy without Mitch. And Nigma know it. They're sticking around. The swap.
The arrow again.
The swap. The arrow. Have they gone off control? The magic missile as well. He's getting so low. Miracle. He's able to lift. The E-Blade keeping him alive. Chrono's out onto the 3 of them. He turns for DNZ. He's going to look towards Krylad. Krylad's backing off. They got the Rex though. They got what they came for.
Did that split-second E-Blade save him? I think it did for mind control, right? It definitely did.
Yeah, it was mind control. Yeah, it was an E-Blade. It was absolutely that E-Blade saved his life. Without that E-Blade, he was dead. He was 100% dead. Mind control, just what a pro. He saved Miracle so hard there.
And he literally just had picked it up too. I saw him pick it up, and I was like, oh, okay. And then boom. Yeah, just in that situation, gets it off, bails out his buddy. They back up. They lose mind control, so they're going to give them some respect. They're going to back away together. And like you said, Magnus is back up, so they're still a little bit afraid of that RP.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. Huge save, and they got what they came for.
Yep.
Still continuing to very much be in their advantage. Nigma this game, 18k advantage at 42 to 25 in a set of racks up. Pressure is on for Tempo. They've got to come out with some outstanding jumps, outstanding RPs. And Mitch, he's getting close to the items to be able to do that. You see him going for this Shadow Blade just so he has that extra setup.
Yeah, it's not an easy game to be able to try to set up for those RPs. You're playing versus Zeus. You're playing versus like a lot of situations where there's just vision on you. It just if you mistime it, Thunder God's Wrath, all these different spells, they mess with your Blink Dagger a lot. And he also has to always watch out for the GH Rubik, as he's already got he got the RP, I believe, what, twice this game already. And now he has an Aeon Disc too, and just so many different positioning items. There's a lot of situations where Mitch has to just be very careful of how he uses his spells.
Yeah, I mean, I get in terms of sort of playing against a Rubik when you are the Magnus. Like what are you meant to do? You just meant to try and instantly shockwave after the RP. I mean, is that the best way to cover yourself?
Yep, or catch him in it. Yeah. It's one of the two. Yeah.
You've got to be quick on that, otherwise, yeah, GH, as you say, he's always going to find that chance if you sort of skip a beat and aren't covering your RP.
Especially like with Aeon Disc too, it makes it easy because if you are caught inside the RP, you can still get your steals off and spells off. Mind control, he peeps, he sees him for a second.
Oh, use the Thunder God's Wrath to get themselves vision. Mitch still hunting, but the dust is out. Nimbus as well, Miracle's in, he's diving, but no chrono for 10 seconds. They've got the 2 on the back lines. Mitch is dragged in. Static Storm causing issues for Cry. Arrow does connect onto RMN. Cry getting controlled by these constant yours, but he still has the BKB in the battle truck. He's actually going to put the BKB to try and get out, but indeed Miracle is there in time to put a stop to the escape of the Troll. The Chrono catching him through the BKB, of course. They do manage to get out on Noob, but 4 of them down on Tempo. Nigma can sweep down the mid lane, and nobody has buyback available.
And that's what we're saying, how the game for Mitch is just, it's so difficult. They just pop the Zeus ult, he runs around in circles trying to get away from glimpses and stuns, but inevitably gets hit by one, and Chronosphere comes up at literally that split second to be able to catch the troll at the end of it all.
They're diving in, they're getting aggressive for this. They're no Noobs alone. Noob has got the BKB to run back. So Nigma will be better suited to focus on the barracks here mid, which they'll get. There'll be one more fight left in Tempo. You can feel it, especially the way that they've played, despite being behind a lot of this game. They're certainly giving it their all. Alright, they've got the fortification, but you're right, without the troll up, they are unlikely to try and fight this. So it's going to be one final hurrah. Almost, you know, if they're able to survive 30 seconds. The Skewer nearly gets GH back into the base, but isn't quite enough of a distance. Static Storm's down, Mitch will wait it out. 20 seconds until Krylat's on, back in the game, and then they'll try for something more. But the Megas are out. It is going to take something remarkable from Tempo to turn this one, as Nigma, of course, feeling very confident. Miracle continuing to probably just tab open his scoreboard and have a little look at what he's achieved, as he's 23-1-13 this game.
And then Weehaw probably opening up the scoreboard and looking at Miracle's score and being like, man, that's a nice score.
And then saying, you know what, I did that. You know what I mean? He's like, look at the space I created, you Miracle. You know, all that space. And to be fair, a lot of the deaths did take a lot of focus from Tempo.
For sure.
Some truth to that to be said. Yep. See what they can do. They're going to try and set up with a Moonlight. They need something to... they're not going to be able to catch it by surprise. The Thunder God's Wrath from Weehaw certainly doing his job there.
Oh, another
as he
DD.
spots it out.
Of course, another DD for Miracle.
Always finds the runes. See what they get there. Got the Hex into the boat, but again, this E-Blade making Miracle more than fine as he's able to jump away. Burrow Strike in on the Krylat. Krylat will pop the ult, but the bashes from Miracle are real as Cry can't even get a touch in onto the Faceless Void, as Cry will go down. 3 dead on Tempo. They're up to the high ground. Jump forward from Mind Control with the Burrow Strike, and GG is called. Nigma will take game 1 here against Tempo. A fun game, lots of action, but action that Tempo just... well, they kept up